that the Star of David began being associated with Judaism in the 17th century. Okay, can you pull that up, Skylar? Like and it tells you right there. It's a derivative of the Seal of Solomon, which was used for decoration and mystical purposes by Kabbalistic Jews and Muslims. Okay, people that worshipped the Kabbalah. It is a hexagram. It says its association as a distinctive symbol for Jewish people and their religion dates to the 17th century Prague. Okay, 17th century. That's very recent relative, right? That's actually quite recent, 17th century. And what happened, why that's actually super crucial, and you can't wipe this away. Yeah, it's all about the Kabbalah, is that there was a man who said that he was this reincarnated. He declared himself to be the long-awaited Jewish Messiah. This begins this period I've been telling you guys about that you have to learn about Sabbatianism. And he says, I'm the Jewish Messiah. And people believed him. Actually, at that time, according to an Israeli historian, Gershom Scholem, half of the world's Jews in Europe converted and followed him, right? He was a Kabbalist. And they followed him, believing that it was true, that he was the Messiah, until he did this thing where they went, okay, maybe he's just crazy. He apostatized. He converted to Islam. Okay, so you have this guy who's practicing the occult. He's practicing the Kabbalah. He says, I'm the Messiah. You have a bunch of people who believe him. But then many of them became disillusioned when he said, okay, never mind, to save his life, I'm converting to Islam. And this is a part of it. Like a part of this effort is he's teaching people that you got to be a gypsy. You got to become whatever you have to become to be able to amass power. Essentially, what I'm talking about here is theater. You got to be a theater boy. You got to lead people to believe you and to follow you. And this could explain, by the way, he did this in the year 1666. That, of course, also has significance, the 666. In 1666 is when this happened. And this kind of could maybe explain why it is. This is another part of history they're trying to wipe away. That the Moroccan flag had the Star of David. They keep telling you it's Jewish. Oh, really? Was Morocco a Jewish country? The Star of David. And you can see that, and this is still the dynasty that controls Morocco, where Morocco just keeps coming up in all of this, right? The Alawite dynasty, don't get me started on, the Sunni, the Shiites, the Alawites, which is pretty micro relative to what's happening. But look at the year that they take over in Morocco, 1666. They believe in reincarnation, which is unusual in terms of the Muslim faith. And you can see that they then mint the Star of David as their flag. Okay, that was the flag of Morocco from 1795 through to 1915. And people don't know that. Like, people are stunned when I say that. That has occult significance. So I am not shocked that Morocco just keeps coming up in all of these stories. You have to start there. Start in that period of 1666. If you really want to know what's going on, you don't even have to know what's going on, right? It just all starts to make sense when you see these stories happening, when you understand what they did, like the sort of violating these laws to show the world that there are no laws. Like, you can sleep with your cousin, your brother, your niece. It doesn't matter, old, young. This was a part of the initiation practice. This is all real. This is history. You have it at your fingertips, and you better grab it. You genuinely better go pursue that history before they get rid of it, because that's the goal. That's like the final stop. And that's why we're reading so many of these books. We're learning about the origin of all of this. We're learning about this period of time, but they'd rather us really not know, because then you start to realize that you're being gaslit and that these people have been powerful for a very long time. But the only way that we're going to win at all is if people start getting properly educated and we all rinse ourselves of our public school understanding of all of these things. Like my husband says, everything is theology.
وإلى هنا سيداتي سادتي تنتهي سهرتنا لهذه الليلة. نتمنى لكم جميعا نوما هانئا وتصبحون على خير.